Richard Georg Strauss was a prominent German composer and conductor. He is renowned for his remarkable contributions, particularly in the realms of opera, symphonic poems, and Lieder, art songs. Richard Strauss, born in Munich, Germany in 1864, is celebrated as a pivotal late Romantic and early modern composer, known for his innovative orchestration and advanced harmonic style, influencing a multitude of composers in the 20th century and maintaining immense popularity with a record number of recorded works. He was a member of a prominent Bavarian family with a strong musical background. His father, Franz Strauss, was a solo horn player at the Munich Court Opera, and Richard's early musical education included piano and violin lessons. By the age of 6, he composed his first piece, and this marked the beginning of a prolific career as a composer. During his adolescence, Strauss attended rehearsals with the Munich Court Orchestra and received private instruction in music theory and orchestration. At 17, he premiered his symphony in D minor, though he later considered it immature. Strauss continued to study music at the University of Munich and later worked as an assistant conductor under Hans von Bülow in Berlin. His success with the symphonic poem Don Juan in 1888 catapulted him to international acclaim and established his reputation as a significant composer of his time. His most significant literary influences and collaborations, including Wagner, Nietzsche, Hofmannsthal, and Cervantes, shaped his compositions by providing themes, motifs, and narratives that enrich his music, turning words and ideas into emotional and sonorous masterpieces. Let's now explore the profound cultural and political influences on Richard Strauss during the 20th century in Germany, which significantly impacted his work. In the early 20th century, Germany was hub of cultural change, religious and philosophical exploration, and political turmoil. Strauss' compositions were greatly shaped by this cultural climate, as he sought to express the shifting dynamics of his era through music. However, one of the most controversial aspects of Strauss' life and career was his association with the Nazi regime. When Adolf Hitler came to power in 1933, Strauss was appointed as the president of the Chamber of Music of the Third Reich, a role that involved banning the music of Jewish composers. Strauss tried unsuccessfully to resist these bans, even writing a letter expressing his disdain for such actions and emphasizing the importance of talent over ethnicity. Strauss' actions during this period are often seen as contradictory, as he was considered apolitical and may have attempted to protect his Jewish daughter-in-law and grandchildren through his connections. He even made an unsuccessful attempt to rescue his wife's grandmother from a concentration camp. Strauss' complex relationship with the Nazi regime and his reflections on the cultural devastation caused by the war are integral aspects of his life and work during this tumultuous period. In the realm of opera, his achievements are marked by his notable collaboration with librettist Hugo von Hofmannsthal and a prolific body of work that includes both operas and extensive Lieder and art songs for voice and orchestra. Strauss initially ventured into opera composition in the late 19th century with his first two attempts, Guntram and Feuerschnott, resulting in resounding failures. However, his breakthrough came with the production of Salome, based on Oscar Wilde's drama. The opera received an intense and polarized reaction, particularly during its U.S. premiere at the Metropolitan Opera, where strong criticism led to the cancellation of subsequent performances. Despite the controversy, Salome found success in other parts of the world. Strauss' collaboration with Hugo von Hofmannsthal began with Elektra, pushing the boundaries of dissonances even further. This partnership resulted in several acclaimed works, notably the Rosenkavalier, which marked a shift toward a more harmonious and audience-friendly style. Strauss continued his operatic compositions regularly until 1930. From 1934 to 1940, Strauss produced Die Schweigsame Frau with a libretto by Stefan Zweig, Friedenstag, Daphne with text by Joseph Gregor and Zweig, and De Liebe der Dane with Joseph Gregor. His final opera, Capriccio, often described as an opera about operas, featured a libretto by Clemens Krauss. His marriage to soprano Pauline de Anna greatly influenced his work, with many of his compositions, including operas, being dedicated to her, showcasing his strong preference for the soprano voice. Their marriage was happy and they had a son, Franz, in 1897, and Strauss maintained a close relationship with his family throughout his life. His Lieder compositions from this time are characterized by their lyrical beauty, rich harmonies, and intricate piano accompaniments, showcasing Strauss' mastery of the art song genre. Richard Strauss' dramatic tone poems are exceptional expressions of his talent, each conveying a unique narrative and vivid musical storytelling. Throughout his career, there was a noteworthy evolution in the use of orchestral accompaniment in his compositions. Initially, his focus was on writing songs for voice and piano, which showcases his lyrical talents. However, as he delved deeper into orchestration, he began to experiment with songs accompanied by orchestra. This shift marked a significant development in his musical style. Strauss' orchestral works, particularly his tone poems like Also sprach Zarathustra and Don Quixote, had a profound impact on his approach to composition. The influence of orchestral textures and colors from this piece became evident in his Lieder compositions. He achieved remarkable fame and success during his lifetime, primarily attributed to his unique and colorful orchestral style that transformed the orchestra into a virtuoso ensemble, making him one of the most celebrated composers of the early 20th century. His journey in composing songs spanned from the age of 6 to 84, and it all began with this very first composition, A Christmas Song. Even at such a young age, he displayed a remarkable ability to paint musical notes. However, he faced a challenge. His handwriting was too large to fit the text of a poem by Schubert, not to be confused with Schubert, the composer. In response, his mother wrote down the words and he composed the music. September is a moving composition by Richard Strauss, forming part of his renowned cycle known as the Four Last Songs. They are celebrated for the post-romantic style and the exquisite alignment of music with the text. These songs explore themes of acceptance and serenity in the face of mortality, making them a profound testament to Strauss' late career brilliance and his ability to evoke deep emotions through music. It's interesting that Malven was not initially considered as part of Strauss' last songs. It came to light after the supposed final 4 songs. However, when discussing the choice of this poem, it carries intriguing symbolism. In Spain, the saying criar malvas, raising mallows, signifies passing away, while the German says beißen in Gras, beat the grass. And the English speak of pushing up daisies. The choice of mallows as a theme underscores the impermanence of life. This is a list of other poets whose poems were set by Richard Strauss. And to conclude this presentation, here is a bibliography for more information about Richard Strauss.